I've heard a lot of people say that 3D modeling nodes is just too difficult. I really believe that anyone can learn this. It's like a video game. You got to take it one level at a time before you reach the point where you battle Bowser. You can't just skip to the end and battle the boss in the game. You need to take it step by step so that you build up that strength and you build up that foundation to take on the boss in the video game. And once you take on that boss and you win and you succeed at that project, you are the 3D modeling boss. If you're interested in learning how to 3D model with nodes, you've come to the right course. In this lesson, we're covering how to use the split node, which is really helpful for breaking apart your models and doing different procedures on different parts of it. If you have any questions while we go through this, please leave them in the comments so that I can help you out. So this is what we're working on 3D modeling, and you can see the progress that we've made here because we're covering one node per video. And right now we're up to the split node. We're going to cover the settings for the split node in depth so that if you're 3D modeling this or a different project, you know how to create anything and you don't have to follow me step by step in the future if you know all the settings yourself, because you'll know how to work through the process on your own rather than just pressing what order I press buttons in. So that's really my goal here and why I'm covering this in depth. And you can see that we are splitting so that we can extrude one section and inset the other and apply some more modifiers to affect these areas to get this end result. We're splitting the part that becomes the countertop and the part that becomes the wood base. Let's go back to where we left off in here. And I'm actually going to disconnect the split node for a second so that you can see, again, the select facing and these indexes. That, again, you can have show up under your options by choosing polygon indexes and point indexes. These are numbers applied to the polygons and points. Our polygons are red numbers, our points are blue numbers. Now, why this matters is because within the split itself, you can split by a selection that you made before with a node, or you can split by entering in the numbers you would like to split. Like, let's say I want to split 0 and 1. I could just enter in 0, 1, and then we'd split that if we were to connect these two together. However, when you leave this on default, this will just grab the active selection to split. So if I were to connect our select facing with our geometry of our split, and then select our geometry with our geometry output, we will be using the selection from our select facing that we covered in the last lesson. And that would go for any selection node you could be using within the geo selection folder. Whatever is the active selection, you will be splitting. Or you can put in specific amounts here. I'm going to turn off the swap and that'll reset. What I'd like to talk about next is what the swap does. So you can see when I check this on and off, we're actually swapping what is the main part of our split and what is the remainder. So you'll see we have this geometry here. That's the main part of our split. And then we have this remainder, and that's everything that's left. And those two parts of the mesh are being split. We basically have a cube here, or if we want to be really technical, rectangular prism, because it's not equal on all sides. But you can have either one of these, and swap will just switch which one is the main one and which one is the remainder. Now we don't need to do that for this situation. There's a couple other things I'd like to just mention real quick about the split. You can find that under your geo modifier, and similar to many of the other nodes in here, it can be a node or it can be a capsule. and we'll talk more in depth about capsules in the future. Now you are a 3D modeling boss when it comes to the split node. If you'd like to learn how to use the inset node and continue on this project of 3D modeling a countertop inside a Cinema 4D with nodes, please hit this button up here, and I'll see you there.